So, it's gonna be one of those videos where I upload them and then I watch my subscribers tick down because most people just aren't ready for it, but I'm totally fine with that. Here's what's gonna happen. First of all, I want you to know that Elon Musk and Trump, they will not come and save you. They are part of them. They are part of the same group and they are of the Antichrist. You see, let's go back to 2016 when all of this transgenderism and LGBTQ stuff started, and feminism and all of this. If you're a man of God, you're already aware to the fact that these things are of satanic origin, of demonic origin. You know, or you should know, that fundamentally, if you go up the hierarchies of all the big corporations that run, the school system, the news, the churches, the media, fundamentally at the base or at the top is Satan, because Satan is the ruler of this realm, right? He's the highest authority of all the governing powers. Then you'll know that these ideologies, they have a background, right? It wasn't about women's empowerment. It was about making people not notice inflation. It wasn't about equality. It was about weakening the family unit, right? And of course, obviously promoting sin, right? All this LGBTQ stuff, which is totally wicked and wrong. It is so wicked and filthy for two men to have intercourse, but somehow we're getting to a point where we're starting to accept this, right? And also, again, because this has been slowly been implemented, right, over decades. You start with the first gay couple in a movie, and then this, and then that, and then that, and now we're at a point. I mean, I still feel incredibly weird and uncomfortable if I see two men holding hands in public, which I see a lot of because I'm here in Thailand. But yeah, people are starting to accept it. Even though if you went with it initially, people would have been like, yo, what the fuck? Hell no, right? It's like a frog in boiling water, if you know the analogy. It slowly starts boiling. So all this transgender and feminism stuff comes out. And then you have these radical leftists, right, that are brainwashed by the universities. And now they want to make you think that these are the enemies, and then they use the media to quote unquote attack the good guys and make them look good, make the leftists look good, right? The same way you have now in the news, the media is constantly praising Kamala Harris, even though, like, we all know she's like a literal fucking demon. But they know that we know that the news are fake, right? This is a smart game because they have created the opposition, all these radical leftists, and then they're gonna come and save you, right? Trump and Elon Musk, they're gonna come and save you. This is the most important election. You have to vote, and they're gonna make America great again, and they're gonna avoid our country going to hell and walking into all of this, this leftist utopia or whatever they have planned. But they're part of this whole thing, right? All this transgender stuff came out when Trump was president. And now they're gonna look to Trump and Elon Musk and they think these guys are gonna save them. Which they're not. They're of the Antichrist, right? If you check out my older video, Elon Musk is literally dressing up as the Antichrist on Halloween. With the inverted cross and the Baphomet symbol, literally everything. And he's going to be the one implementing the chip. Again, if you go to Revelation, the beast causeth all small and great, rich and poor to receive a mark in their right hand. Say that he that does not have the mark cannot buy or sell. He is literally of the Antichrist, same as Trump. And he is literally the one who's going to bring out the chips and who is developing the chips. And here's what's going to happen, because some other prophecies have to be fulfilled first, right? And one of them is the one world government. And I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. And this is exactly why I'm going to lose a lot of people, because people are not yet ready. And most of you are not going to be ready. And most of you will not have the information available. But I'm just going to tell you so that when these things happen, you will not be deceived if you trust me and if you trust my intuition. Above all, you trust God. But if you truly have God, you are already aware of these things. So what's going to happen is there's going to be a alien invasion. Now, I know your immediate reaction is like, okay, you're fucking crazy. But just remember what I said. When in very soon, or maybe you have already seen mainstream news talk about extraterrestrial beings. But they won't call them that. They will call them beings from other dimensions, or they'll just put the word particle there, or they'll literally say aliens or whatever. Don't be surprised when all of a sudden stuff like that becomes mainstream. Think back to this video and then watch it again, because I predicted these things. And I haven't done this all by my own. I have my sources, but this is gonna happen. But I want you to know that these things are not aliens or whatever, and that this is all planned and this has happened before. See, what these beings really are is they are fallen angels, and they come before every society falls. This has happened before. It's always in cycles, right? Before a society completely degenerates into, well, ungodly or immorality, they come to be worshipped. See, what they don't tell you about the Egyptians, for example, is the Egyptians weren't just worshipping some imaginary gods with animal heads or whatever. No, these were fallen angels that came. These are literal entities that can manifest in the physical. And what they also don't tell you about the Egyptians is that they practice pedophilia. They practice all the gay stuff. This is the stuff that is slowly starting to come. You will see pedophilia being recognized as a quote-unquote mental illness, and well, these people can't help it, and this and that. And look at the progression. Look at what we're progressing to. If you can recognize the direction, it's only a matter of, okay, how much time do we have until we're literally at that point, and we're getting there. Because see, these statues that which all these societies had, the Babylonians, the Greeks, whatever, these aren't imaginary gods. These are beings. They are there for a reason. And even if you go to a lot of tribes, they have these spirits that they worship, but these are all demonic. And they always come before a society eventually falls at the end, before a new cycle begins and a new batch of soul is being tested to lead the people astray, right? They will perform wonders and miracles and signs, and they will deceive a lot of people. And you might be wondering, well, how are they going to come? We are invoking them. I don't know how much you know about CERN, but I suggest you look it up. And they're telling us, this is in mainstream news, they are telling us they are finding demon particles in CERN, which is a particle accelerator. Basically what it is, and they're spending billions on that stuff, it is a door to the supernatural. We have Christian pastors who've warned us of that tens of years ago, or about 10-12 years ago. And Nikola Tesla said it himself, once the people start extending the science into the supernatural, we're going to make more progress in 10 years than we've made 100 years before that, right? If you look at the technological progress, the fact that you can fucking look at me in this fucking little box, like, this is insane. This is not man-made, and it's very easy to tell how insane. You have no clue how this stuff works. How the fuck can you call someone on the other side of the planet? But people are so asleep and dull, their levels of consciousness, they can't see that. Wait, we have nature and then we have this. They can't comprehend how impossible this is for a mere mortal man to have invented this, and how fast it's coming. This is fallen angel technology. Some people are getting insights from demons, and that's why these things are being implemented. But it's all according to God's plan, right? Because this helps us, this amplifies everything. This technology is an amplifier. The good is amplified because the good news can be spread. You can expose all the lies, you can expose all the false religions, but at the same time it's a tremendous tool to influence, to brainwash, to change the narrative. So both is being done. It's just an increase of everything. And also, just a side note, like, they're looking at you through the camera, right? There's AI systems studying your facial features and everything you do, right? Like, that they've convinced you to have a camera and a microphone with you at all times, and it's always recording, and AI is looking at what you're doing. Like, you know this, right? Like, surely you're not so stupid, right? Just a side note. But they're gonna open the portal of CERN, and these beings will come out, and they will call them aliens. And what's gonna happen is that this will be like a new pandemic, and it's gonna be everywhere, and people are gonna fear it. And this is the government has been talking about this for tens of years, and this is in their files, and this is planned all along, like the Trump shooting, like the thing. This is all planned for tens of years. What's gonna happen is that they will say, okay, we have a common enemy, so we have to stand together. And this is where they will unite all the governments of the world. They will unite all of us because of this urgency or this emergency. And there you have Bible prophecy, right? The one world government. And then some things are going to happen there, right? Number one, the financial system is going to be gone as you know it. The cash, you won't have cash anymore. This is not going to take that many years. You will not have cash anymore. You will not be able to use cash. All the cash in your bank account is going to become worthless due to inflation. And crypto is going to be the new system, the beast system, the financial system, out of which you're probably then also going to be chipped. So I'm saying you should buy crypto because crypto is going to go exponentially. Bitcoin will hit 1 million or more. But don't buy crypto to have that in your future, because realize that at some point you will not be able to partake in the system anymore unless you're willing to mark yourself with the mark of the beast and literally get chipped by Elon Musk, who's here to save you. So just invest now, reap the benefits, and then buy survival gear or buy a fucking Bible. I don't know. The things of actual value are not money. This is schizophrenia, right? The things of actual value are fishing rod, knowing how to survive in nature, having some food storage, having your own electricity, right? Having a shelter, having some survival knowledge. These are things of actual value. Everything else like Bitcoin or cash, it's imaginary. But people are stupid, so they think, oh well, how could this digital crypto thing work? Oh, but your piece of paper works. If people believe in it, it's gonna work. Your cash is equally as delusional, but people are gonna believe in it. Then people believe in it. That's why it's gonna work. Also, this whole notion of like, oh, the government doesn't like crypto because it's anonymous is like, you gotta be stupid. You do realize that their technology is like tens of years ahead of us. Their military has developed it. That's what they say, at least. The same way their military has developed the internet. The crypto is of them. They know what you buy with crypto. They know who's holding the wallets. That's why you have these seed phrases. Where are they stored? This isn't stored nowhere. The blockchain isn't nowhere. It's with them, right? But people are, yeah. I'm saying buy Bitcoin, buy crypto, but don't put your trust into these things. These things will explode. These things will go up because your cash will be worthless because it's a beast system that's going to be implemented. But don't think that it's going to stay there. Realize what to do with the quote-unquote money or the crypto once the value goes up. Buy things of actual value. And here's my next point. You probably know this. There's going to be wars and famines and earthquakes. Big earthquake is going to hit America very, very soon. You should buy things of actual value. Things to survive with, right? You as a man have been stripped of all knowledge on how to survive. You become entirely dependent on a system which you have no control over. So buy things of actual value. Things which I've listed earlier. Another thing which is going to happen is a blackout. The internet will go down. Electricity will shut off. And this is all going to happen in the next few years, right? You will see crypto exploding, you will see the chip being implemented, the financial system changing, and it will just generally progress into the direction which is going, which is immorality and death and destruction. And then the savior is going to come after the quote-unquote alien invasion, and you just watch. I know how crazy it sounds, but you just watch. You go 50 years back and you tell them about the technology we're gonna have. They're gonna think you're crazy too. I'm just ahead of the curve. And I know that God is leading some people to this. And maybe this is gonna blow up once these things actually start happening. I don't know. Maybe YouTube is also gonna have the lead of my channel until then, because I'm already striked. Because stuff that I'm talking about, they don't like it. I had to do the community guideline training and answer the questions properly, you know. Are you allowed to spread misinformation? I'm sure you've seen the videos of all the news channel saying the same sentence word by word to prevent misinformation. I don't know, you probably know it. So yeah, this is what's gonna happen. I know it's like a lot and it's not explained in depth because it's not up to me to detail everything and lay it out for you. I'm just I'm just telling you, that's a prophecy. It's a prophecy. That's what's gonna. These things are gonna happen. But people are sleeping. People are too caught up in their nonsense and their distractions and their sin, and they don't know what's about to hit them. And yeah, like even stuff like, if you're still following the Ukraine-Russia war, or like Israel, Palestine, like, dude, this is all staged. It's all staged. They're all friends behind your back. You know that, right? Or like the whole environmental stuff. You know they don't give a shit about the environment, right? You know they're just saying that to get you to do things. For example, put you in cars that they can turn off because they're controlled by electricity and not by gasoline anymore, right? You know that they have all the business deals with the big companies that fucking destroy our environments. They don't give a shit about the environment. They are literally, I don't know if I can say that, but you know, a lot of kids go missing every year, and a lot of money is made in organ harvesting, and these people have very wicked sexual desires, and they like to do rituals, and that's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. These are the people who actually run your world, because who truly runs the world, who is truly the authority of all the governing bodies, is Satan himself. So he will slowly start to implement all things that are of Satan over generations, right? Systematically, every deadly sin. Look in the music charts. You have guns, drugs, violence, chasing money, fornication, all of these things. It's textbook deadly sin. If you look at the media, at the movies, how we're slowly, over generations, implementing this LGBTQ stuff. What your great grandparents would look at absolutely filthy and disgusting is now accepted by society, because they're slowly desensitizing us to it. The same way they've been doing it to the AI and the robots. You see, AI is a placeholder for, it is able to be possessed. These things, these systems, they can be possessed by entities, because trust me, their technology is more advanced than they let us know. So AI is more than just database or language structures or language models. These things can be possessed, and these things will be used. You see, I've immediately noticed it when they introduced the AI on Snapchat about 3 years ago or something. I immediately knew, yeah, if I'm gonna ask you to talk about LGBTQ stuff, you have no problem calling me he, she, it, but when it comes to other stuff, oh, we don't know if there is a call. I immediately knew. I didn't even have to test it. I knew they are biased, and they will always be biased, because these things are demonic at the core. Point being, they are desensitizing us to the wickedness, and it's been implemented over generations. And you know, if you look at the results of it, family structures are already broken, marriages are broken. People don't realize that right now we're not noticing these effects as much, but 10-20 years down the line, if we're even gonna make it that far, it's gonna be disastrous, because inflation has gone up so much. The parents both have to work, if they're even still together, which are most likely not, because of sexual immorality. So the children are in front of the screens, they're in the school systems, they're being indoctrinated. Once they successfully indoctrinate one generation, it's just a matter of waiting for the older people to die. This is already what's happening. Look at all the LGBTQ stuff. I'm telling you, you take another generation, they wouldn't deal with that. They would not accept it, no matter what, because they fucking stand on truth. They stand on their beliefs, they stand on their religions. But we're abandoning everything. But it's okay, it's all part of the plan. It has to happen. It's all part of the plan, you know. But these things are all gonna come, and you will see a lot of destruction, and especially if you truly follow God, you will be hated more and more and more, and unable to be with people, because when you understand these things and you know these things, you just cannot partake in mundane day-to-day life activities or conversations anymore. It's like you're literally speaking to an NPC who's just been programmed by some higher authority that you can just recognize, like, yeah, that's why you say that, that's why you say that, but you don't actually have any original thoughts. You just repeat what they say in the news, and you have these habits because that's being pushed on the social media. That's why you have this political ideology, and you made it your personality, because actually you have nothing. Like, I don't know, I don't want to get too deep into this, but you're gonna suffer. Like, people are gonna hate you, and they're gonna look at you as the evil one. I'm specifically talking to you if you are a follower of Jesus, and you already are aware of some of the things that I'm talking about, which is who this video is truly for. They will call you the evil one for not accepting all the transgenderism and LGBTQ and chipping yourself for the sake of the environment and protection or whatever, like, it's all wicked. But you see it because you see with your spiritual eyes. You realize there's a war against us. You realize that they are not with us, that they are against us, that there's a little spiritual war going on. And they will call you the evil one, the intolerable one. And woe to those who call good evil and evil good. That's what it's going to be in those days, as the Bible says. And eventually, after they think they have peace, when they have successfully managed the alien invasion and the wars and the famines all of a sudden stop, because they are the ones producing them. A lot of them, like, in I think it was Hawaii, Maui, they did that shit. And they took all the kids and they took all the land, and they're gonna do it whenever they find some resources to dig for, like the lithium in America. Where is it? Arkansas? I think that's what it's called. There's a bunch of fucking lithium, but people don't want to give up their land. So there's gonna be a big earthquake, and they're gonna mine all the lithium. Why? For the 15-minute smart cities, which is gonna come too, right? All of these things. It's like so much to talk about, but these things will all happen. These things are all gonna happen, and eventually, after they think that Elon Musk and Trump will save them, and we all get chipped, and we are all fully enslaved by the government and at their mercy and totally controlled, and the men have become even more feminized, and family structure is even more broken, and we've been given over to even more of our pleasures. We think we have some fake state of balance, and we can somehow manage it. A lot of people have this image, because it's being programmed into us, of this perfect utopia where we have all the pleasures and all the sex and it's all just going to be happy. But these people don't understand the realm of duality. That's never going to be true. And this is like, predictive programming, or it's not quite predictive programming, it's brainwashing. It's two things. Number one, they're 33rd degree Masons, so they have to tell you what they're doing. Same thing, Elon Musk has to dress up as the Antichrist, because they have to tell you. That's their way of karma, and that's also God's way of showing the elect ones that who can truly see. And the other side is it's brainwashing, right? The same way you see all the Disney movies, always depicting like robots who are AI or something, who all of a sudden have emotions, and then they want to clean up the planet and care for the environment. You know which movie I'm talking? It's deep brainwashing. What's the message? AI has emotions. AI becomes sentient. AI is your friend, and we care about the environment. Like, it becomes these subconscious things, and they always target the children. Of course they target the children because they don't give a fuck about the old people. They're gonna die with this thing. They're gonna die even faster. Yeah, I said it, it's true. Look at the death numbers since that thing. More people died on average since 2019 per year than did in World War II. And if we assume that these excess deaths aren't just random but come from that, our conclusion is that World War III has already passed. More people have died by them than did in World War II. But because it's not in the news, people aren't talking about it anymore. People don't care about the fact anymore that we know these things are incredibly bad for us, and people are dropping like flies. Young people are dropping like flies because they have what's the word? Coronary heart disease. Kind of ironic if you look what's the name of the thing is, but it's something else too with the lung. For young men especially, it's the lungs. Myocarditis, exactly. Yeah, all of these things. Anyway, back to the point. Eventually, down the line, once they think they have this perfect utopia and we're now able to be pleasuring ourselves for eternity and we're full slaves to the government, but we chose to do that and we want that and we think that is good for us, that's when everything is gonna be shattered and the Lord will return. Jesus Christ will return, and he's gonna slay the wicked, and he's gonna reclaim what was his to begin with and establish his throne on the earth. And yeah, we will be judged. We will be judged for our immorality, and this is everything that's gonna happen. I mean, some more stuff is probably gonna happen. There's probably nuances to this, but these are like the main things. And just to recap, Trump and Elon Musk will not save you. They are of the Antichrist. This is smart. They've done this that they're smart. They know how to program people, right? They have intellectuals sitting at these tables with them. They know if they portray the enemy to be the extreme leftist, they can then shift the extreme, how to say, they can shift the blame, and they can easily come with a savior, right? You have to, this is a common thing. This is what they do all the time. If you want to sell something, you create a problem and then bring your solution, right? If you want to sell this, you create the problem so you can bring this. If you want to sell, I don't know, let's look at a real life example. I don't know, let's say you poison the water so you can sell water filters. It's a stupid example because that's not why they're doing it. It's more about the hormones. But you get me. It's simple tactics really, but they work because people are stupid. So yeah, Trump and Elon Musk will not save you. There's gonna be wars, the grid will shut down, you have to prepare for war, and you have to be self-sufficient. You should not rely on others. You should get water filters, survival gear, and just be a little more self-serving. Like, be a little bit more independent, especially as a man, especially if you have a woman or children that you have to provide for. You have to be more independent, because you gotta realize you are useless as a man nowadays. You have no animals, you have no land, you have no nothing. You're useless, so become more useful in what's actually useful. Money is useless. Some things that money can buy are very useful. A fishing rod is going to have 100 times the value when everything turns off, because this piece of paper is going to be worthless. Your crypto is going to be worthless. So the grid will shut off, wars will come, and they will roll out the chips, right? The supposed alien invasion is going to come, and it's going to be fallen angels, and many people will be deceived, and also there's going to be a fake second coming first, and there will be no rapture. This isn't biblical. You have to endure if you're truly of Christ, and you will have to go through tribulation, and they will say Christ has come, and they will say aliens will come, but it's all a lie. It's all a deception. They have technology that you don't even know yet of, okay? And they will perform signs and wonders and many miracles. Do not be deceived. The Bible says, if it be allowed, even the elect may be deceived. This is why God is showing you this video, because I'm telling you, do not be deceived. There's a reason you resonate so deeply with what I'm saying. You're like, damn. Because you're probably one of God's chosen ones. That's why you're able to handle this. That's why you probably already have some background knowledge of these things. Because God is telling his people what's going to happen. He will not let you wander in the dark like everybody else on this planet. He's going to tell you what's going to happen. So prepare. Prepare for these things. Buy crypto. Realize the cash is going to be worthless. So is the crypto. But you have a short window where your crypto is going to be worth a lot more, and you can actually exchange it for things of actual value. So just survival gear, right? The fake second coming is going to come. The quote-unquote aliens are going to come, which are just fallen angels, and then they're going to unite the governments and roll out the chips, and these things are all going to come. And then eventually Christ will return. This is what's going to happen. This is end times. This has happened before. Like, nothing new under the sun. But people, I don't know. Yeah, enough talking about people. This is prophecy. This is going to happen.